आपने इन 80s का इंडिया देखा और अब जिसको राजीव गांधी कहते थे कि हमको एक नई सदी में लेके जाना है, उनका बहुत फेमस सेंटेंस था कि हिंदुस्तान को नई सदी में जाना है। और आप उस नई सदी को भी देख रहे हैं। 22 में हम, अब 23 आएगा, फिर 24 आएगा, तो हम 22 तक की बात करते हैं। आप दोनों के समय में, राजीव इंदिरा जी के समय में, राजीव जी के समय, वो लगभग एक ही तरह का समय था। व्यक्तित्व दो अलग थे, लेकिन तब से लेके आज तक आप किस तरीके का डेवलपमेंट देखते हैं या किस तरीके का थॉट प्रोसेस देखते हैं? ऊपर जा रहा है, रुक गया है, या डिविएट हो गया है अपना जो उसका मेन एम था उससे?
ये बड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड क्वेश्चन है, बट आई वुड से we are a country of young people. Everywhere else in the world, population is decreasing and aging, while in India, it is increasing and young. So we have to grow. We have to grow to meet the needs of our younger population: education, health, housing, jobs, skills. So we have huge demand, internal demand. But we have followed a Western model of development, which is basically top down, hoping that there'll be percolating effect and benefits will come down to bottom of the economic pyramid. That hasn't happened. So like in a capitalist country, very few people are very rich and lots of people are still very poor. So inequality has increased in India. Of course, we have made progress. Of course, we have lifted a lot of people out of poverty. Of course, our longevity has increased. Infant mortality has decreased. Education is more accessible. So I understand that. I'm not undermining any of that. Okay. But I wish, on one hand, income distribution would have been little better, so that income from urban would have moved to rural. It hasn't moved. But in the last 7 years, I am very disappointed because we have really attacked the very fabric of our society. We have polarized politics. We have put religion at the center of public debate. We have made Muslims very uncomfortable. In many ways, we have undermined our institutions. We have undermined our civil society. And we have lost logical, scientific mindset. It is very difficult to have a good, normal conversation with people. They get very irritated. They take very strong positions. And the debate boils down to argument, which is really not good for the democracy. You and I can disagree on an issue, but we can still be friends. I can still come to your house for dinner and, we can meet up. And that's the India I have been used to. A good debate with a friend or even with somebody who is your opponent, but then you have time together. Okay, you don't have to fight on an issue. Right now, India is polarized. And this is apparently happening everywhere. It's happening in US. It has happened in Brazil, in Hungary, in many countries, Turkey. Okay? And I think it has a lot to do with hyperconnectivity. I have written a book called Redesign the World. Okay?
Good.
The book is about the fact that the design of the world, which gave birth to UN, World Bank, IMF, NATO, is 80 years old as I am. That design doesn't work in a hyperconnected world. The way UN is structured, the way World Bank is structured is obsolete. We need new institutions. We are spending too much money on military equipment, $2 trillion a year. All of that is old mindset. Old mindset is command and control. The new mindset is collaboration, cooperation, co-creation. And that's what world needs. World needs a broader conversation. World needs open mind. Look, I'm an Indian at heart. I'm Indian with passport, but I live in America. I work all over the world. My world is boundaryless. I can be loyal to America. I can be loyal to India. Both. And I have no problem with that. Okay? What is the idea of nationality anymore? Today, because of this old design and capitalist focus, everyone is focused on power and profits. In America, we say, if you're smart, how come you are not rich? And in the process, we have forgotten that people and planet are more important than profit and power. Look at what is happening to global warming. For 30 years, ever since we had the first debate in Brazil, we have been talking and talking. We haven't done anything substantial. If India says we'll be carbon neutral by 2070, that's 50 years from now. Why can't we say we'll be carbon neutral by 2040? Maybe it will be 45. We are just not willing to focus on planet and people. We need to really focus on inclusion, irrespective of caste, color, race, religion, language, food habits. We are all human beings. We got to respect each other. I mean, in this day and age, Harijan can't drink water from someplace. Somebody cannot go inside the temple. I mean, what kind of a world are we living in? I mean, what about that little kid who is 10-year old? How do you tell him that you can't enter that temple? We got to fix these things. It is more important to treat human beings well. And it can happen only if you value humanity. But we don't seem to do that. So the world over, there is a challenge. So I'm worried about India in this area. Technologically, we have done well. We have made a lot of progress in space, biotech, materials, telecom, IT, software, auto industry, pharmaceutical. I think India has done well in terms of technology and development. But we still have processes from British Raj. We have not redesigned our processes. People say that the process has been simplified to start a company. Not true. The amount of paperwork that is required today to be somebody on the board of a company is completely ridiculous. You want to know about my brother-in-law and my sister and their income. Totally bogus stuff. The amount of paperwork required, 5 copies of this and 6 copies of that. And when we talk about digital India, so we got to really redesign our processes. How do you get admission in school? How do you start a company? How do you pay your tax? How do you get your pension? You got to make it very simple.
संसद आपको लेके अफवाहें भी बहुत चलती हैं। जैसे पिछले गुजरात चुनाव में ये बड़ी तेज अफवाह थी कि अगर कांग्रेस जीती तो आपको गुजरात का चीफ मिनिस्टर बनाएंगे। कितनी सच्चाई है इसमें?
देखिए, मुझे उसमें रस नहीं है। ओके, वो रस होता तो मैं पहले से पॉलिटिक्स में चला गया होता। राजीव गांधी के टाइम में इलेक्शन लड़ने के लिए राजीव ने बताया था, मैंने बोला नहीं। राज्यसभा सीट के लिए 4-5 दफा बातें हुई। एक दफा सोनिया गांधी जी ने भी फोन किया मुझे, मैंने बोला नहीं, मुझे ये नहीं चाहिए। आई लाइक माई फ्रीडम, आई वॉन्ट टू बी outside in, because then I can do a lot more. So I have no interest in whether becoming chief minister. There was a rumor once about president, and people wrote all kinds of articles in the newspaper. Nobody talked to me, So I'm okay with what I do, and my time is over. I understand that. It is time for some more young people. I had a great inning, and I have no complaints. It is time for young people like you, in a sense.
सर, एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट सवाल ये है कि अभी जो हिंदुस्तान की सरकारें हैं, राज्य सरकार हो या केंद्र सरकार है, ये सब आपको इनवाइट कर रही हैं कि आप आइए और हमको एक एडवाइस दीजिए या रोड मैप बनाने में मदद कीजिए?
बातें होती रहती है। आई डिड समथिंग फॉर ओडिशा, आई डिड समथिंग फॉर गुजरात व्हेन शंकर सिंह वाघेला वाज चीफ मिनिस्टर. I did something for Kerala. I did report on modernization of railways during Manmohan Singh's time, when Dinesh Trivedi was the Minister of Railways. I did report on smart grid. I did report on mobile payment. I did report on public broadcast. But that's sort of domain-wise. That's what I do. Don't ask me to do a report on political something, because that's not what I do or what I know.
जी के बारे में पूछना चाहता हूँ, और जैसे आप ईमानदारी से जवाब दे रहे हैं, आशा है वैसे ही देंगे। सोनिया जी को 3 बार प्रधानमंत्री बनने का मौका मिला। एक बार जब राजीव गांधी जी की हत्या हुई तब, दूसरी बार जब कांग्रेस के भीतर फिर एक पोजीशन आई थी कि उनको प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनाया जाए, और तीसरा 2004 में जब वीपी सिंह ने सारे अपोजिशन को इकट्ठा कर दिया था सोनिया जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाने के लिए। ये सारे वही लोग थे जिन्होंने राजीव जी को प्रधानमंत्री पद से हटाने में सबसे मेन रोल प्ले किया था, जिसमें करुणानिधि जी भी शामिल थे, और सबने यूनानिमसली कहा था सोनिया गांधी जी को हम प्रधानमंत्री बनाएंगे। इन तीनों मौकों के ऊपर सोनिया जी का प्रधानमंत्री न बनना, राजीव गांधी जी की हत्या के बाद भी, और इन तीनों मौकों पर आप सोनिया जी का क्या देखते हैं? त्याग देखते हैं, या उनका कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं था, या उनके दिमाग में क्या था जो उन्होंने तीनों समय प्रधानमंत्री बनने से इनकार कर दिया? जबकि आजकल किसी को इस एक कमीशन का चेयरमैन बना दो, डेथ बेड से उठ के खड़ा हो जाता है।
Well, Sonia is not opportunist. She has sacrificed in her life. So I'm sure and I'm not speaking for her, but I'm sure in her mind, she felt that this is not the right thing for her to do, that there'll be somebody better than she is. The way she selected Manmohan Singh, she sincerely believed that Manmohan Singh will make better prime minister than she would. And she always thought what is good for India and not what is good for Sonia Gandhi. Clearly. If she had felt,
एक
if she had felt
या
that by her being prime minister, India would benefit, she would have probably done it. But I'm sure in her heart she felt this is not good for India.
सर साहब कांग्रेस पार्टी के ऊपर मैं जानना चाह रहा हूँ कि आपकी आंखों के देखते देखते, क्योंकि आप देखिए आप एक इतिहास के जिंदा गवाह हैं, विटनेस हैं जिंदा, और कांग्रेस के तो इतिहास के बहुत गवाह हैं। एक वो दौर था इंदिरा जी का, फिर राजीव जी का, और एक आज का दौर है। देश में ये अंदाजा लग रहा है कि कांग्रेस धीरे धीरे अपना ग्रिप खो रही है, और कांग्रेस में जो नए एडवाइजर्स आए हैं, जो राहुल जी के एडवाइजर हैं या प्रियंका जी के एडवाइजर हैं, सोनिया जी तबीयत खराब होने के कारण अहमद पटेल के जाने के बाद कोई बहुत एक्टिव पार्ट ले नहीं पा रही हैं। तो कांग्रेस पावर से, या वो ड्रीम्स जो कांग्रेस के मन में कभी रहे होंगे इंदिरा जी के समय से लेके सोनिया जी तक के मन में, ये लोग अब उसको पूरा नहीं कर पा रहे क्योंकि लोगों से इनका कनेक्ट टूटता जा रहा है। इसका इसका कोई एनालिसिस, इसके ऊपर कोई कमेंट आप करना चाहेंगे?
देखिए, पहले तो कांग्रेस पार्टी is not a cadre based party like RSS or BJP. Congress party is more of a movement. We must understand this. Congress party comes together when there is हवा. अब आप देखिए यात्रा यात्रा clearly shows the strength of Congress party, love for Congress. 50 to 100,000 people are walking miles and miles together from all walks of life. Rich, poor, professionals, women, old people, children, dancing, singing, holding hands. No लड़ाई, नो हैसल्स इन द क्राउड. आप देखिए, न लाठी मार हो रहा है, न कोई किसी से झगड़ रहा है. इट इज ऑल अबाउट लव. टू मी, that is the root of the Congress. It shows the love and affection for the party. Are these members of the party? Probably not. They are all over. So Congress party comes together in crisis. Congress party also doesn't believe and hasn't really benefited from the power they had. I'll give you an example. During Manmohan Singh time, Congress party could have made enough money to build their own building, party building. Nahi kiya. Not that they were stupid, but that's not in their DNA. Their DNA is not to manipulate. Congress men may be manipulative, but Congress party is not. It's like saying Congress men may be rich, but Congress party is not rich. Other parties systematically use their power, like what is going on today, to fill their coffins, to build their infrastructures, to spread their wings. Congress party never took interest in controlling Supreme Court or ED or media. No one in Congress party said, raid that fellow because he is against me. It's not in the DNA. So today you see a very strong organized party against a party that is unorganized. And part of the feeling comes from the fact that for last several years, the decision on Congress president was pending. Rahul, no Rahul. Now that we have a president, Kharge Sahab, I think he's going to begin to get support from everybody. People will come together. And I have already seen the movement. I think he's an excellent man. He listens to everybody. He's senior enough to get respect from everybody. And he'll make a difference over a period of time. Congress party will come together. It's a party of 130 years. Okay. It's not something that's going to go away. But media today is totally one-sided. Media today has no interest in listening to anybody. You know, the kind of time I'm getting with you, I won't get with national media. You know, they have no interest in what Sam Pitroda has to say now. Okay. And even if I say something, they'll take two sentences and twist it and make completely different story out of it. So I think media has been biased. Institutions are captured. Look at the amount of court cases on National Herald, this and that. I mean, you have been in power for 8 years. Decide now whether there is a problem or not a problem. Why are you keeping it hanging for so many years? You're in power. Find out if there is any problem. Settle the case. But no, that's not in their interest. So I think the motives are very different. Congress party will survive. Congress party will flourish. Congress party's time will come. In the process, maybe the damage done would be too much. But people of India will have to decide that. That's why I'm saying Gujarat election is not just the election for Gujarat. It is so important that Gujarat election will give direction to the country. And I will go on one step further, that world today needs direction from India. World is in total chaos and confusion. World today needs someone like India, which is democratic, which is open, to show a path. It is the largest democracy in the world. How could India not play an important role going forward? India has to take position on non-violence. India has to take position on inclusion. India has to take position on new economy, which is different from capitalism. Okay. India has to take position on sustainability. India can really set an example. But we have to have our own house in order for that. We have to have thriving democracy. We have to have open debate and discussion. We got to have people who can speak their mind and criticize government and still be respected.
सैम साहब, आपने कहा कि आपकी उम्र 80 साल हो गई है
जी।
अभी आपने मेंशन किया,
सच है।
तो मैं ये आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ कि 80 साल गुजारने के बाद आपको किस चीज का सेटिस्फेक्शन है कि मैंने ये किया, और किस चीज की का रिग्रेट है कि काश मैं ये भी कर लेता, जिसको करना बहुत जरूरी था, लेकिन मेरी वजह से, मतलब आपके खुद के हिच की वजह से आप वो नहीं कर पाए?
देखिए, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, I had a very fulfilling journey. Coming from a poor family, son of a carpenter, whose father was 4th grade educated, I had a great opportunity. I have wonderful family, great brothers and sisters in America. My whole family is here now. I have nobody in India. My parents died here. I have about 100 people in my own family, brothers, sisters, their children. and their children or grandchildren. I have two great kids, both live in California. I have three grandkids. I've been married to my girlfriend for 56 years, more than 56. So I had a very fulfilling life. I enjoy work. I work every day 12 hours, reading, writing, talking, doing things. I had a great inning in India. Love and affection I have gotten from people of India is absolutely remarkable. Everyone has been exceptionally generous to me, I can tell you. Okay. I can be standing on a street and some people will come and thank. And that is much more than I can ask for anything. I wish I had done a little more work to really focus on young people in India. I'm a little bit concerned about too much of need for instant gratification in India. I think we need our young people to understand more Gandhian sacrifice, working for others, meaning of truth, value of trust, all the things that you and I grew up with. I think our young people are more hooked on to TikToks and Bollywood songs and cricket and all, which is okay to a point. But I wish I could have spent a little more time in building awareness on self-building. We build ourselves unknowingly from Gandhian ideas. Self that is comfortable, respectful, disciplined, ethical, moral. Nobody taught us that. It just happened. Maybe parents taught us indirectly. I don't see that in a lot of young people. And I wish, and business schools don't teach you this. They teach you how to extract value and not how to create value. So I wish I could spend more time with a lot of young people in India to really share my experiences. But then nobody wants to listen. They don't want to listen. They want sound bites. People say, can you tell me in 3 lines? And I said, look, certain things cannot be said in 3 lines, unfortunately. Maybe it can be said, but I don't know how to do that. You got to have patience. So I'm pretty content, fulfilled. Can't complain.
तो सैम साहब, मैं जिस दिन मिसेस गांधी की हत्या हुई थी दिल्ली में, तो हमारे एडिटर एसपी सिंह थे, मैं रविवार का संवाददाता था।
हाँ।
तो उन्होंने हम लोगों को बुला लिया दिल्ली की रिपोर्ट करना।
आप संडे मैगजीन में थे?
मैं संडे रविवार दोनों में था।
अच्छा।
अकबर भी मेरे एडिटर थे और सुरेंद्र प्रताप सिंह जो हिंदी के बहुत बड़े एडिटर थे, आज तक
उनके बराबर कवर स्टोरी ऑफ संडे
जी।
तो फ्रेम
आपने उसमें जब संडे पढ़ते थे तो मेरी बहुत सारी मेरे नाम की स्टोरी आती थी, क्योंकि अकबर साहब मेरी हिंदी की स्टोरीज को, हर स्टोरी को संडे में लेते थे लगभग।
ग्रेट।
तो मैं जो आपको बता रहा हूँ वो ये बता रहा हूँ क्योंकि आपसे सवाल वो जुड़ता है। तो मैं जब दिल्ली आ गया और यहाँ जो भी मेरे पूरी दाढ़ी थी, जो दाढ़ी वाला था उसको पकड़ के पीटते थे कि ये सरदार है। और हमारे एक वर्ल्ड फेमस फोटोग्राफर थे संदीप शंकर, संडे में उस समय थे, तो वो आ रहे थे, उनको मारते मारते छोड़ा भीड़ ने। तो केवल वर्मा साहब सीनियर आनंद बाजार के ब्यूरो चीफ थे दिल्ली में, उन्होंने एक ब्लेड और रेजर मंगवाया और कहा कि दाढ़ी काटो तुम। पूरी दाढ़ी थी। तो मैंने कहा सर पूरी तो निकालूंगा। तो मैंने कहा यहाँ तक रहने दो। तो ये उस समय की निशानी। आपने अपनी दाढ़ी ऐसी क्यों रखी और इसके पीछे
दाढ़ी रखी है?
कब से रखी?
1970s, 60s। 60 पता नहीं कैसे ये, लेकिन ऐसी दाढ़ी है 60 से है मेरे पास, लंबे बाल और दाढ़ी।
लंबे बाल तो उस दौर का हिप्पियों की निशानी थी, लेकिन दाढ़ी नहीं
ये
थी।
वियतनाम वॉर की निशानी है। I was drafted to go to Vietnam, so we were all rebel, you know. So yes, it remained, you know.
तो मुझे आपसे इतनी बात करने का मौका मिला। अब आखिरी सवाल मेरा यही है कि हिंदुस्तान के लोगों के लिए, मैं हिंदुस्तान के लोगों की बात कर रहा हूँ, नौजवानों के लिए जिनके ऊपर आपने बड़ी आशाएं अभी रखी हैं कि टैलेंट है हमारे यहाँ और हम दुनिया को बहुत कुछ दे सकते हैं, लोग दुनिया की तरफ देख रहे हैं, आपकी एडवाइस इस समय क्या है?
एडवाइस तो क्या मैं, लेकिन मैं कहूंगा कि if our younger people help us focus on local development. See, at the end of the day, I would like to see 730 districts of India basically independent, doing their own development. They need to be responsible for their water, electricity, education, health, clean up all their ponds, build their local institutions, because each unit is 3 million people, or 2 million people roughly. Sorry, 2 million. 1.5 billion, 730 districts, roughly 2 million. Some may be 600,000, some may be 3 million. Yeah. So if our young people can focus on local issues and not national and global issues, I think you will see a new India. आप देखिए, जब हम छोटे थे, हमारे गांव में 2 पॉन्ड थे. Those ponds were the lifeline of the village. Now those ponds are so dirty. Why can't we clean all our ponds? It doesn't require government scheme. It requires local commitment. Why do we have to worry about national government to make sure our teacher comes on time? It is the responsibility of the local people. Why can't a 9th grader teach 2nd grader when we don't have a teacher? So all these things need to be initiated by young people. In every district, if we have 500 young people, you can transform a district. And they are there. They need to be guided. You need to create groups on water and sanitation and this and that and energize young, and they'll get it done. But it requires different organizational architecture. We don't even have mayor who are empowered. We don't have a elected government at district level. And how do you expect district to develop? Everything is centralized. Everything is decided by Prime Minister's office. It's a country of 1.5 billion people. You can't do that. We need total decentralization. And time has come because technology is there now. Gandhiji's idea of Ram Rajya, so-called, could not be implemented because there was no internet. Now with internet, you can translate Gandhiji's dream. That's what we need.
सर वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन हमारे देश में तो इंटरनेट से ही फ्रॉड हो रहे हैं, सारे अकाउंट खाली हो रहे हैं और सरकार, मुझे नहीं पता कि आप एक्सपर्ट हैं इसके, कि बिना किसी सावधानी के कि अगर ये फ्रॉड होते हैं तो कैसे, और जिसका बैंक अकाउंट खाली हो जाता है वो एकदम दरवाजे दरवाजे घूमता है कहीं शिकायत करने के लिए, कोई सिस्टम ही नहीं है। तो मैं इस दर्द के साथ इस बात को समाप्त करता हूँ, आपने जो कमेंट किया। दोस्तों, आपने सैम पित्रोदा साहब की बात सुनी और मैं जितने सवाल हो सकता था पहले दौर के मैंने उनसे पूछे। मैं कह सकता हूँ कि हमारे दौर के दुनिया में जो लिविंग लीजेंड है उनमें सैम पित्रोदा साहब का नाम अग्रणी है, और खासकर हिंदुस्तान के लिए जो इन्होंने सपना देखा, जिसको मैंने जानने की कोशिश की कि उसके पीछे उद्देश्य क्या था, कोई नई तरह का पावर स्ट्रक्चर था, कोई नई तरह का इंटरेस्ट था, कोई करप्शन था, क्या था, उससे आपको अंदाजा हुआ बहुत सारी बातचीत से कि इनका सपना हिंदुस्तान को लेके क्या था। और ये राजीव गांधी जी के दोस्त नहीं थे, इनके ज्ञान से और इनके सपने की जो ग्रेविटी थी उसको लेके राजीव गांधी से इनकी दोस्ती हुई। और सबसे बड़ी चीज, ये मिसेस गांधी के साथ जिस तरीके से गए और उन्होंने कहा कि मैंने कह दिया नहीं, 10 मिनट नहीं, 1 घंटा नहीं मिलेगा तो मैं बात नहीं करूंगा, यही लिविंग लीजेंड की निशानी होती है जो शुरू से सैम पित्रोदा साहब ने दिखाई। आपका इनकी सारी बातचीत को देख करके क्या आपके ऊपर असर पड़ा, और क्या आपको लगा कि कमी रह गई है इनके बताने में या मेरे पूछने में, आप हमसे शेयर कीजिए। इस प्रोग्राम को हम 2 हिस्सों में आपके बीच में लेके आएंगे ताकि आप ध्यान से उसको सुन सकें, और हम इसे कई बार दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे, क्योंकि ऐसे लोगों की बात देश के सामने आनी चाहिए जिन्होंने देश को बनाने में अपना एक बड़ा वक्त गुजारा है, अपनी जवानी गुजारी है। सैम पित्रोदा साहब, आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने इतना समय हमें दिया और हमारे सारे सवालों का बेहद ईमानदारी के साथ जवाब दिया। आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
आपको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद संतोष जी। थैंक यू फॉर द अपॉर्चुनिटी। आई एम ग्लैड वी गॉट कनेक्टेड। लेट्स रिमेन कनेक्टेड। कभी भी आपको लगे कि बातें करनी है तो आई एम अवेलेबल। यू हैव अ ग्रेट स्पीच।
बहुत आपका धन्यवाद कि आपने ये हमें अनुमति दी, और मैं आपको पूछता रहूंगा।
एनी
दोस्तों,
टाइम।
धन्यवाद। जो आपको लगता है आप हमारे कमेंट बॉक्स में भेजिए, और आगे भी अगर कोई आपके सवाल हो, खासकर सैम पित्रोदा साहब जैसे लोगों से, तो हम उनको पूछेंगे आपकी तरफ से। नमस्कार।
नमस्कार। थैंक यू।